Digital payments are racing ahead in the Philippines, but the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas says the journey is proving trickier than expected. In our special report, Money Talks trooped to Fusion Alley, otherwise known as Ugbo 2.0 in Sampaloc, Manila, to try and find out how many investors and vendors and foodies have yet to go digital. Here at Fusion Alley in Sampaloc, otherwise known as Ugbo 2.0, it's foodie haven gone viral. From grilled isaw to overflowing milk tea cups. Come over and choose whatever. Diners all, from the young to the young at heart, come together over their favorite street food. But here's the thing, in today's cashless world, just how easy is it really to pay for these meals without pulling a single centavo or peso bill from your wallet? The Money Talks team came here to find out just how digital Ugbo famous scene has become. Yung pagbayad ba nila karamihan sa kanila cash or nagbabayad na sila lahat via digital?
Meron pong GCash, meron pong cash.
Okay.
Pero kadalasan po is cash po.
Kadalasan, like sabihin natin mga 70%, 80%. Pero yung mga nagdi-digital payments, ang gamit ba nila ay InstaPay?
Hindi po kadalasan.
Okay.
Ang iba po, oo. Yung iba naman po, may sariling kunyari GCash, GCash lang po.
Pero napansin na po namin na cash pa rin yung tinatanggap po ninyo. Paano po
Hindi
ba?
kami nag-GCash, ma'am, kasi una-una, matanda na kami. Tapos, yung pag may maraming tao, nalilito na kami. Opo. Kaya hindi na kami nag-GCash. Minsan nag-GCash kami. Yung ate ko na, naloko. 3 meal na, yung tinignan namin wala. Pinapakita lang yung number ng GCash, tapos hindi nila sinisend.
So nagkaroon na po kayo ng experience
Yes, ma'am. Kaya hindi na kami nag-ano.
Kailan po yun? Mga kailan po yun?
Nung panahon ng pandemic, yung kakabalik lang ng tao na pwedeng lumabas, pwede nang kumain.
Pero
yung
before
ganun.
nun po,
Hindi na, wala kaming Gcash
Wala talaga.
Oo. Tinatry lang namin kasi di ba dati nung mag-pandemic, mas umano yung Gcash.
So yung nakausap ko kanina, sabi ni ate, 70% daw nagbabayad pa rin ng cash and then 30% ang binabayad
Digital.
digital.
Doon naman sa isa po, 50-50, kalahati ay digital, kalahati ay cash para yung panukli, yung mga walang panukli,
mahirapan
hindi
pa
mahirapan.
na.
Correct.
Kasi minsan wala silang barya,
Correct.
open lang.
Mm-mm.
So talagang kailangan minsan.
Correct.
Siyempre, di mawala ang tunay na sarap. Dito mo lang mahanap. Yakult, tiring mata.
Bakit po kaya Gcash po ang pinababayad po ng mga tao?
Kasi usually ang Gcash kasi napakamadaling transfer. Yung pag-transfer ng pera is napakadali niya. Talagang nasa savings mo, ma-divide mo yung pera mo sa cash at saka sa Gcash.
At so, lahat po ng transaction din po ninyong personal, sa kita, lahat po nasa digital na po.
Yes, nasa digital po. Pero usually marami rin po nagbabayad ng cash po sa.
So pwedeng magbayad ng
Pwede din po ka.
cash. Karamihan ba doon sa mga bumibili, nagbabayad ng digital payment? Or
Maramihan pa rin naman po cash payment, pero may nagbabayad talaga siya. Gcash, bank,
mga ilan kaya? Sa 10 customer, ilan ang nagbabayad ng cash?
sa cash pa rin po, 7 out of 10. 3% po doon, Gcash na po.
Okay. Ako magbabayad ng cash. Okay lang ba? So ako yung 7 out of 10. Ano yung level of confidence ng bumiyahe nang walang physical wallet and depending only on the digital wallet in your mobile phone?
I don't think hindi pwedeng hindi ka magdala pa rin ng physical wallet and physical cash. Kasi may mga hindi pa rin tumatanggap. Lalo na kung halimbawa magta-tricycle ka or mag-jeep. Hindi naman lahat yun naka-Gcash. Although may ilan na meron na. Pero barya-barya pa din ang labanan dito. And then sa mga stall, sa street food, kung bibili ka, nagugutom pa, kailangan mo pa rin ng cash. So, as much as marami nang gumagamit, I don't think na hindi pa lahat nag-integrate to digital payment.
Ikaw, Jade, alam ko mami mo, laging binibilin sa'yo, dalhin mo yung physical wallet.
Hindi talaga ako nagka-cash kasi hindi na ako nagka-cash kasi parang napaka-convenient na meron kang digital wallet. Tapos ako katulad ko, malayo dito yung gagalingan ko daily. So hindi ako nagka-tricycle. So grab lang, sakyan lang, diretso na. Tapos yung mga bibili ko, puro digital payments na rin. So, kaya ko well, 2 years lang ako nagsusurvive na hindi naglalawag lang.
Ako, to be honest, yung mobile phone, kung saan nandoon yung aking digital wallet, naiwan ko sa kotse.
Yun lang.
Totoo yun kaya dala ko wallet ko and I felt confident. Magiging okay pa rin ako dito makakain ako dahil dala ko ang aking trusty wallet. So, wallet pa rin ako. I think it's more of a demographic thing at nakikita rin natin may mga vendors, medyo may edad na, mas may kumpiyansa sila kung all cash. At meron din yung mga talagang young na vendors at saka yung crowd dito na nakakabata, digital is really the way to go. Tara, kain pa tayo? Let's take a deep dive now on how digital payments are faring here in the Philippines. E-payments are booming since the pandemic, but so are the risks. Here's a report from EJ Makababad.
QR codes, the new mode of payment for Filipino consumers. Data from the Bangko Sentral show a steady increase in the use of digital payments since the pandemic. Between 2020 and 2024, the share of digital to total retail payments by volume has jumped by nearly threefold. In 2024, that figure hit 57.4%, highlighting momentum in the shift toward e-payment channels. The major driver of this shift, merchant payments, with 2.2 billion transactions recorded in 2024. That translates to 28.8 billion pesos of funds transferred from customers to businesses using e-payment channels. Other contributors include person-to-person transfers and supplier payments.
The COVID-19 pandemic actually accelerated trust and familiarity, particularly with cashless payments. No? And fortunately, the habits have actually stuck.
In the 2023 to 2028 Philippine Development Plan, the country is targeting the volume of digital payments over total retail transactions to reach between 60 and 70%. The Philippines managed to reach its targets in 2023 and 2024, reports the Bangko Sentral. Though Governor Eli Remolona now tells Money Talks it may miss its targets in the coming years.
To be honest, Kathy, it's been slow. We're on track, but maybe it will take a couple more years than we thought to get where we want to go.
Beyond 2028, Governor.
Yeah, I think so.
Remolona says one particular factor for the slow adoption is the proliferation of cybersecurity risks, raising consumer distrust in the system.
We worry a lot about cyber risks. So even as we encourage digitalization, we're also trying to get the banks to also make sure that they defend themselves against cyber risk.
Remolona's fears are warranted. According to TransUnion's 2024 report, retail came in second on the list of industries victimized most often by suspected fraud attempts. It's a 5% increase from the previous year. And there are other concerns, slow internet connection and digital literacy gaps. Rivera says all of these factors make Filipinos hesitate trusting e-payment channels.
The barrier to digital transaction is no longer just access alone. It's all about confidence of the users, capability, even protection. So without confidence, without capability, without protection, then Filipinos would remain to be hesitant or choose to remain excluded in this digital infrastructure.
The Bankers Association of the Philippines earlier expressed confidence in the government's digital push. The BAP called for tighter coordination among government agencies in combating digital fraud through a national scam database, as well as enhancing consumer education campaigns, among others. In consumption-driven Philippines, secure and accessible digital payment channels are not only vital, but a necessity, especially as citizens place trust as their most valued currency. Kapatid EJ Makababad, we are One News.